This has been a blessing and a life-giving conversation to me, Henry. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Peter, what a great blessing for me and an honor and a privilege. And thank you for the time you put in preparing for this and for sharing all of this with your audience.
Awesome. I really love this, what I'm doing. I really do. I get to talk to so many different individuals from all walks of life, right? Venture capitalists and founders. I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation with Henry Kaestner that I had. I mean, I hope it was pretty obvious. I love the fact that he came out right from the start, from the faith perspective. He made it abundantly clear, right? From bandwidth.com to Sovereign's Capital, his venture fund that he runs, it's faith, family, work, fitness, in that order. And he spent so much time talking about why that's so important to him, why that informs his decisions, why that's the rubric, the culture that he wants to lead, the culture that he believes is the most effective for him and the people that work for him. We talked about this, right? I asked him whether having a rubric is the most important or the specifics of the rubric. And I think they're both important. I think it's important to have a business where you've created a rubric. This is our culture. This is how our culture is defined. And I've talked about this with other guests on this show, talking especially, let's go back to Jeff Haney's conversation, where your behavior creates the culture, right? How you behave instills the culture. And we could clearly see in today's interview with Henry that he exudes the behavior he wants to see in others. Intentionality, transparency, honesty, even, and I like this, even the fact that he knows that he's not perfect and that he makes poor decisions and that he's trying to be something better, trying to grow, be sanctified is the word that we used here. And I love the fact that when I asked him about his leadership style, he talked about his leadership style as he wants to find joy and purpose, and he wants others to find that too, even if they're still on their own journey. I love this. I love the fact that he's gave us a lot of great insights to where he's putting his time, right? Out in Indonesia, Singapore, Jakarta, having that his mission of life be not only be able to give monetarily, but to also give physically and spiritually as well. It's clear that Henry Kaestner is on a quest to find his better self, like many Christians who are constantly being sanctified day by day, right? Improved day by day, getting closer with themselves, their spirit, the Lord, their God, every day. It's clear that he's on this journey and he's willing to share it, but he's not ashamed. He's not ashamed of this journey. One of the things that I really liked is when I asked him the question, why do you give? And this was a post posited to him back in 2006. Why do you give? And he loves to give because giving from gratitude gives him joy. It gives him joy. That's what else is there? What else is there? I believe that having a purpose-driven and a values-driven company is a great company, and this is something that I have tried to model. This is something that I've tried to lead the companies that I've built. Is have this rubric, have the cultural philosophies, right? The principles defined clearly, and try to live them every day, imperfectly, by the way, but try to live them every day. It was a joy and an encouragement to talk to Henry. It's clear that I also love about these retrospectives is I don't do any edits. I just let it flow. You get to read all my edited thoughts through the blog post, right? But in these, you just get to hear me flow. And you say, well, Peter, finish your sentence. Well, it's clear. It's clear that he's a man who's been blessed by God. I'll just leave it at that. Thanks so much, guys, for joining me for this conversation. I hope it was as life-giving and encouraging to you as it was to me. Make sure that you follow us, subscribe to us. We're on TikTok, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. Obviously, subscribe to YouTube and check out our newsletter as well. If you want more information on Henry Kaestner and what he's up to, feel free to go to vchunting.com/Henry Kaestner. Guys, thanks again for being here on this episode of VC Hunting. I can't wait for more coming up. I'll see you guys next time.